Pro-Russian politicians and activists in the breakaway Transnistria region have asked for a draft law that would allow their territory to join Russia. Well, I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by the Prime Minister of Moldova, Юрий Лянкэ, and he joins us from the capital, Chisinau. Prime Minister, thank you very much for being with us. I hope you can hear us.
Yes, I do.
How worried are you that what has happened in Crimea could happen in Transnistria?
Well, what happened in Crimea, unfortunately, had happened to us for a long time already. From the very first days since we became independent, we are, so to say, host this frozen, so-called frozen conflict, which is basically a separatist movement, which is supported from abroad, and which, of course, creates huge impediments in order to set up a political and economic model and system which would show a clear future to the citizens of Moldova. So, unfortunately, we were not able, together with the international community, to find a way out to the Transnistrian conflict, and therefore we are confronted with this problem already for many, many years.
Prime Minister,
so what has happened recently in Ukraine is nothing new to us.
Prime Minister, when you say that the Russian separatists are supported by abroad, what do you mean?
Well, without the support, financial, economical support from abroad,
but where
entity,
abroad?
Which is called... Say again, please?
Which country is supporting them? Are you saying they are being supported by Russia?
Well, Russia is supporting Transnistrian entity financially, but also through the so-called humanitarian assistance. This is an issue which we are discussing with our colleagues from Moscow, because, again, we need to find a settlement, we need to find a solution. We need to take care of the ethnic Russians, not just living on the left bank of Dniester, which is the Transnistrian region, but also on the right bank of Dniester. And I'm sure that it's in the best interest of everyone, not just Moldova, but also for our neighbors, to find a solution. This is not an easy case. Unfortunately, again, our experience shows that if they are not tackled quickly and rapidly, then they become protracted and they become also contagious.
Prime Minister, the Romanian President today said your country was in serious danger. Do you agree?
Well, the developments in the region, of course, create reasons for concern. The issue of territorial integrity, the issue of the sovereignty, is the key principle of the international law. And because we know on our experience, on our own recent history, what does it mean, what kind of problems they create, the fact that you have a secessionist movement. Of course, we are very worried with this development in the neighboring country of Ukraine, which is a very important strategic partner to Moldova, which is one of the two neighbors which we have. And therefore, we express this strong support for the territorial integrity of Ukraine. We express this strong support for their sovereignty, and we still hope very much that there is a peaceful solution to this newly emerged conflict.
Mr. Lyankэ, I'm sure you listened extremely closely today to the speech from Vladimir Putin that he gave in the Kremlin. I wonder whether you were reassured or disconcerted by what he said.
I've just arrived from Ukraine. I had an official visit yesterday and today there, so I didn't have a chance yet to listen to the speeches and to follow the developments in the region. But I know what has happened today. Our position was very clear from the very first minutes of the new conflict. And basically, again, we are very firmly standing in favor of territorial integrity of Moldova. Last Saturday, the government, but also before the Moldovan parliament, expressed its very principled position on the so-called referendum which took place on Sunday in Crimea. We declared that we do not recognize the legitimacy of this referendum, and therefore all the ensuing actions, we still do not recognize them.
Just describe for us the state of tension that there is between your part, the main part of Moldova, and where these people have said that they want to secede as well and join the Russian Federation.
Well, again, as I told you, we have this problem for almost 23 years. There was always a difference between our conflict, our frozen conflict, and the conflicts, for instance, in South Caucasus. Fortunately for us, we didn't have religious or ethnic motivation to have this conflict. Therefore, the exchange of goods of people between the two banks of the river were never basically stopped. So the only problem which we had is to find a solution to this settlement, to the status of this entity within the integral Republic of Moldova.
But
so there is no bigger tension than before. But of course the developments in the region bring some reasons for concern and kind of uncertainty. And therefore we want very much to keep engaging the leadership of this entity of Transnistria in a very active dialogue. And we also hope that we will use the so-called 5+2 format. And with our partners from the east and the west, we will be able to make sure that there are no unilateral actions, that there is no additional tension, because basically no one needs it.
Okay.
We need to preserve the stability and predictability of the developments in the region.
Okay, Юрий Лянкэ, the Prime Minister of Moldova, thank you very much indeed for joining us from Chisinau.